What started my passion for directing and filming? It's kind of funny because I originally didn't want to do it. I just really wanted to be more of like an actor because I wanted to do like comedy sketches and I wanted actually to go into acting. I even took acting classes and things like that. So what happened was I couldn't get help to get people to help me film like my comedy sketches or things like that. I tried looking on Craigslist and everybody was looking to, everybody was charging these like ridiculous fees. So I got a camera and I started learning on my own, and as that progressed, I started falling in love with behind the scenes, not being in front of the camera. So that's how that transitioned. So I can help others. If you're dealing with a lot of people, you're dealing with different personalities. You have to make sure people are focused on the shoot. You also have to make sure that they're not looking in certain areas. Like they have to look at the camera. Like if you're doing like a music video, everybody has to be focused. Like nobody can't look a certain, like they can't look to the left or looking at the, because it breaks the illusion of what you're trying to create. So I would say it is difficult. Yeah. Oh man, I would say it took me like about 2 years. Yeah, to get fully comfortable, with the camera, to be able to command and kind of like lead a shoot. It took a lot for me personally. So eventually I was able to do it. Prepare myself for lighting. If I'm for example, if I'm doing like a music video, I need to know what type of music it is. Like, if it's like a rough song, I may want to go for a night shot. So I have to make sure like I have the right lenses. Definitely like you have to have the right camera for it, because not all DSLR cameras are built for night. DSLR cameras are kryptonite when it comes to when it comes to night shots. So you got to make sure your lenses are good. If it's on a day shot, the sun helps you a lot, so you kind of like adjust. If I'm doing something indoors, like a comedy sketch or an interview, you definitely want some type of 3-point lighting system.
Which is key light, fill light, and hair light, right?
Exactly. So you because you have to make sure like everything's nice and bright, and it can also depend on the type of video you're doing indoors. Like if you're doing like a dramatic scene, you may want to change the light to more like a noir, or you may want to do something different with it. But if it's like an interview or something like that, you definitely want some type of 3-point lighting system so everything could be nice and bright. When I mess with my Kelvin level, it's very important. To me, it's key because it's pretty much the colors in your video. So sometimes I match my colors based on the person's emotion or the weather. Like if it's cold outside, I may want to give it a bluish look. Okay. If it's hot, I may want to like give it that nice cool look. Okay. And you have to adjust your Kelvin because the outdoor scene, you could love the colors all you want, but indoors, it's gonna be a different adjustment. Outside, inside, completely different. So you have to, if you're indoors, you want to match it as close as you can, but you're gonna have to adjust. You can handle it either two ways. You can go with the emotion of the person or the emotion of the song. It's really important because colors make the music video or your film come to life, and I think it's important. If I'm doing, for example, like if I'm doing a music video for an artist, I listen to the song a lot because you want to make sure that you understand the lyrics, you want to understand the meaning of the song. So that helps with the storyboard, and I like to create a storyline that matches that video, because that the person that wrote the song, that could be a real life situation to them. That could be like, so I try to be as, and I also ask the artist, like, is this real? Is it, and that'll give me an idea, and I'll start to storyboard it. And you want to match the emotion and intensity of the song. When I'm choosing my locations, I want to make sure that my locations, again, it has to match the song, or if you're doing a comedy sketch, it kind of has to match like the setting. Because when you're shooting a location, it's not just about shooting the subject. You also want to you also want to film what's around. It's almost like a painter. When a painter's painting, he doesn't just paint the subject. He paints the details, like the lakes, the waters, the trees. So if you're doing like something like a music video, you just don't want to focus on one person. You want, like, if they're in a train station, you want the viewer to know, like, now of course they actually know that they're in a train station, but you want to give the ambiance. Like, you want to see like some people waiting for the train, or the train's coming, or like you want to like see them swipe their Metro card. You want to give it the realistic feeling that they're really in there. It's almost like your baby.
Right.
You have to take care of your baby. You have to make sure the baby gets the right amount of time. Exactly, because the reflection of your work is the reflection of you. So when they see the video, they see your work. So you want to give it the right amount of time. Well, if it's a music video, it'll take more like 2 weeks or so, because I have a day job. So after I do my day job, I come home and I attack that. So usually it'll take me like 2 weeks. Same thing for a comedy sketch. Around 2 weeks. You want to give it that 2-week window, because you want to make sure like you give it the right amount of time and the right amount of love. You want to love the project. My style is documentary / cinematic. I like to put a lot of theater in what I do. And in terms of like documentary style, I try to put as much information in the film as possible. You want to put visually as much detail as possible. Like, if he's sad, what is he doing? How sad is he? Like, just try to fill in those, kind of like fill in the blanks visually. And in terms of cinema, I like to be cinematic. I like to tell a story. So to me that's very important. It gives life to the video. You're doing a music video and you're trying to convey a documentary style to that music video. It sounds hard, but it's really not, because even though the song is already laid out and you can't change it in the music video, but you can control the amount of detail visually. So if the person's suicidal, are they grabbing their hands? Are they nervous? Do they have pills out? Did they try a knife?
Now you portrayed that
in life.
Right.
In life.
Now, I like how you told the story and you showed the different sides from him running up on the woman, debating about it, her holding her face and her reaction, looking up at him like she couldn't believe this happened, and him holding her purse and then kind of looking down and really contemplating like, this is for me.
Exactly.
But like, I need this.
Exactly.
And then he kind of said, you know what, forget it, and threw the purse down and kept it moving. And then later on, you see kind of like both of them at church.
Exactly.
Which was, I thought was brilliant on your part.
Thank
because
you.
Those are both life-changing moments.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't fall completely off, that's probably what you would do. Either wind up going to church or going someplace for some type of help. And it was brilliant on how you brought those both together.
The name of my tattoo series is called Tattoo Segment. You can watch my season of Tattoo Segment on my YouTube channel. I have a playlist specifically for that, so you can watch all the episodes. It's about 7, 8. I wanted to explore, and I loved it. I got a good interaction with the people. You really got to know people through their tattoos, why they got the tattoo, what they were going through when they got the tattoo. You really get to know the person really well, like on a personal level. And what shocked me, I didn't know you can get to know somebody so well just through their tattoos. And that's kind of like the adventure I went through. Yo, shout out to Ralph McDaniels, man. You see how my face just lights up? Shout out to Ralph McDaniels, man. I love you, man. Yo, Ralph McDaniels means so much to me. And it was an honor to film him. Just to pick his brain and how he got started and what it took to get to that level, to where he is. it was an honor doing it. So I had to make sure that I put the episode together as well as possible. The person that had access to that was Inf Mega. So shout out to Inf Mega. I love you, boy. So he actually put it together, and he asked me to go with him to help him out. So if it wasn't for Inf, my encounter with Ralph McDaniels would have never existed. So shout out to Inf. And it was good. It was a good experience. 30th anniversary of Ralph McDaniels. 30 years of video music box. That's legendary. So it was an honor even to cover the event. It was an honor. It was like I had to like put on my film hat, but I was like
didn't know what to ask him. Like,
yeah. So it was almost like a fan. I was like a filmmaker and a fan at the same time. So it was good. People can find that on my YouTube channel, Mr. Gil Rios.
Okay. What are some tips that he gave you for longevity in the game?
Hard work. If you want success, you have to put in the work. You have to put in the work. It wasn't easy for him, and networking is also a key. Huh?
Was he at the time?
At that time, yeah. I mean, he didn't. You got to remember, there was no YouTube, there was no Facebook, none of this existed. So you can only imagine how hard he had to work just to. But he found out, like in my opinion, public access was the YouTube. That was a form of the first, kind of like the first Facebook. So, was he ahead of his time?
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Way ahead of his time.
Absolutely. To just that outlet. Mm-hmm. So when he went to that route, it was cool. And we talked about how he got the name Video Music Box. So he talks about it in the interview. He talks about it. And just him filming the greats, man. Like it was dope. It was a dope experience. What's going on, everybody? This is Gil Rios from Gil Rios Productions, and I am in Farafina Cafe and Lounge, and you are locked into Indie Roundtable. Keep it locked. Let's go.